general North American lifestyle and culture will make you a lot sicker and even kill you a lot earlier in life. Just listen. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope everybody's doing well, staying positive and staying productive. I want to explain to you guys what I've seen, not just only in the research and the science of what I do clinically with my work, but what I've seen from traveling from dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of countries, especially in Europe, Africa, Asia, compared to North America, where I spent over 20 years of my life, okay? If you go anywhere in the States to a metropolitan city, or you go to, a pretty populated suburb, a county, not a rural area farming, but a suburb area, every corner you look on, there's a CrossFit box, a Pilates studio, a yoga studio, some sort of specialized weightlifting or discipline. Okay, you're going to see commercial gyms, you're going to see private gym chains everywhere you look. All right, you're going to see in every single supermarket that you go into aisles and aisles filled with prebiotics, probiotics, vitamins, cleansers, all these things. Everywhere you see that in North America, you won't see that around the world. And everybody in the States has a therapist, or is told to go to therapist, or is attaching themselves to these words like anxiety, depression, trauma. Let me explain something to you, because I'm not trying to trigger anybody here. And this is not a defamation towards anybody in the United States. I'm not generalizing you. I'm just telling you what the numbers say and what I've seen. So if you've seen more than me, text me, email me, DM me, tell me that I'm wrong. But I've seen a lot. In the south of Europe, which I travel a lot through every year, and Africa and Asia, and even the Middle East, there's three different things that will completely denounce what I just spoke to you about there before. Number one, everywhere is not filled out with gyms and studios and stuff on every corner. There is a lot in Dubai because this place is about commercial and marketing. But in Europe, Asia, Africa, you won't see that, all right? The reason why is because people walk. People do their task and errand on foot every single day. Kids walk to school, people walk to work. People have to get, they get fresh bread. They don't get sliced bread. They get fresh meat from the butcher. They get cheese from this place. They get this from a bakery. They go to a certain tailor often, or certain cleaners. They do a lot of tasks. They walk with each other. They like to have outdoor hobbies, and they like to just spend time outside no matter what time of the year it is. People are on their feet. And those cities are really busy. Even if you're in populated cities, it's better to walk than it is to drive, because you can get somewhere in 20 minutes on foot, or spend 3 hours in a car to get 3 miles away. In North America, your food is just so processed because of the abundance of food that they have to eat. The quality is so poor. They have to create so much, and it's very limited in the quality control, because obviously the lobbyists control the FDA. People have all seen the videos about why to eat cereal from Corn Flakes and the milk from the dairy lobbyists and stuff like that. So the food quality is so poor there, and the food is so processed from marketing, because all the people that lost their jobs that were involved in the tobacco industry, where do you think they went at the end of the 90s? They went to the food industry to find different ways to market, advertise, and use chemicals to keep you and your family addicted, okay? 80 to 90% of that shit that they're eating in the States is illegal or banned. You can never find it. I remember when I first moved, or when people start to move, and they ask me when they're in Greece, or they're in Italy, or they're even out here, and they're like, I can't find this cereal, I can't find this breakfast food, I can't find these frozen, this, whatever. And I said, that stuff's banned, it's illegal. There's products in there, there's chemicals in there, there's colorants in there that are banned to give to children. So the food is so bad that you have to spend tons of money to be able to supplement with those other vitamins and minerals and nutrients and supplements that are in those supermarkets, to be able just to sustain your health. So the system is built in such a way that it deprives you of the regular necessities that you need, that you have to have extra money just to be average, okay? And every single place has a gym or a box or some sort of a studio on the corner, because you're so busy in that system of loans, university loan, house loan, car loan, loan for the wedding, more loans and debt because we had children, more loans to raise the children, bigger house because we have the children, bigger car, more debt, more debt, more debt. You know, in Europe, you know, especially even in Greece where I'm at, Italy, Spain, 80 to 90% of the homes and properties are paid out cash. There's no debt. There's no mortgages on it. Very few people get loans on these things. The only time they do that is because there's some sort of an advantage commercially or through the government on these programs for tourism. So the system is built there where you have to grind morning till night, sedentary, sitting fucking still from your bed to your car to your desk to the couch to the bed because you're still a consumer watching that shit on TV. You got 80 channels. I remember being in Greece the first winter when I was renovating and building homes with my grandfather and some family. And I remember being like, what the fuck? There's only 6 channels on the TV. 4 of them are news. People are talking. They're not watching TV. All right. And the rest of the world is the same. So the system is built where you're getting poor food. You got to work extra to be able to afford the supplements and vitamins just to be healthy. And then you have to either wake up at 4 in the morning or go to the gym at 7, 8 o'clock at night just to get steps in and just to be able to get some activity in, which you could be doing if you lived in a more, you know, holistic way of life. If you didn't have to pay off all that stuff or knew how to manage money or were involved with your family to be able to think ahead and not be in debt. All right. So the third thing is what I said about the therapists and the psychiatrists in Europe, in Asia, in Africa. We're our own therapists. We speak to each other. We don't have this cancel culture bullshit where it's a stigma to open up about a subject, or you're not supposed to talk about this because they're gay, or this because it's weird, or this because it's just not normal, or this because this, you know, that this is just not in any sort of religion acceptable. Everything we speak about, we let it out, we rant. You see Italians, Greeks, Spaniards, even Northern Europeans, Asians, Africans, Middle Easterners, very passionate about how they talk. Only time you see that in North America is when someone's yelling about a politician or a football or basketball game. So you need to be able to open up and speak to the close people around you. They walk, they socialize, they talk to each other, they eat together, they cook food together. And they're so much healthier. They live so much longer. They have much less stress. These words like stress and anxiety and depression and stuff have completely different meanings outside of North America. And in many countries around the world, many languages, they don't even have a definition. It just doesn't exist. It's something that's been instilled inside of you. There's no kids on medications outside of there. You know, 90% of the world, they're not giving their kids Ritalin and Wellbutrin and all this stuff for ADHD. Attention and focus is something that comes from the house, comes from discipline, comes from energy. Okay, this is something that needs to be instilled with somebody, not made numb through a pill. So the reason I'm making this video is not to put down groups of people or raise other people up, because everywhere around the world, there's people living healthy and people living unhealthy, people that are active and people that are inactive, people that are ambitious, non-ambitious, people that have bad vices with food, people who eat well and cook their own meals. What I'm making this video is that if you see the general numbers, statistics, and analysis of the North America being the #1 country in the world for decades with onset chronic illness, death, mortality, meaning that people are dying because of lifestyle choices, how they live and how they eat, what they drink, what they smoke, don't smoke. This is the #1 country in the world. They're the #1 consumers of prescription pills, the #1 consumers of psych drugs, the #1 in the world for suicide, #1 in the world for anxiety and for depression. Okay, and there's a reason behind that, because the system makes money off of people's pain and off of people being weak and being consumers. So whether you're watching this from the States or Antarctica, or you're watching it from Europe or Middle East, Africa, I just want you to take this information into account and make better decisions in your life, okay? And if you're in a position where you're really, really busy, okay, and you're already in debt and you don't have a lot of time, think about that now. What do I have to do in the next 12, 36, 56 months that's going to take me out of that in my late 20s, in my mid 30s, in my early 40s, and give me freedom in the future to have more time so that I can cook my meals and exercise and move and do things outside with my family, with my partner, however you see fit. Now's the time to make those changes. If you waste it away watching more episodes on TV, on Netflix, football season, baseball season, basketball season, and just wasting your time away, that time never comes. You become one of those statistics. You are the one that's overweight, on too medication, cholesterol, blood sugar, hypertension, coronary issues with your heart, no energy, no libido, tons of anxiety, tons of depression. That's what the system wants for you, okay? To sit still and suffer and just keep paying your taxes and keep buying this shit on your phone and on your TV. So I hope this can bring you guys some value for you guys to be able to make better decisions for your family, for your children, for your partner, or just for yourself. You don't have to do it for anybody else. At least a better version of you is a better version of you for the world, and that's better for all of us. Stay true to yourself, stay good to yourself, let nothing and nobody get in the way of the life that you want to live. See you guys next time.